The sex trap. I was thinking today, it's very interesting. I was thinking about how men and women, we search for different things when we get sex, when we go out and chase sex and have sex and stuff like that. And the thing we're both chasing is the thing that the other person, the other sex actually gets out of sex. And and the roles have been reversed. We've been brainwashed to chase what the other gender is supposed to be chasing, and I'll go into what that means because that's very confusing, right? I'll start off with us men, right? As men, we have been brainwashed and feminized to look for a mommy figure in our relationships, right? Now, if you had a strong, loving mom, that helps kind of deter that programming or weed it out a little bit. But if you didn't, it makes it hard, right? Deep down, you're still kind of looking for that mommy figure. Maybe you had an abusive, mean mom, neglectful mom, right? And you're subconsciously looking for that love and affection that a mommy figure um, would give you in a relationship or when you get sex, right? And even I find myself sometimes doing this to a degree. And I had a great relationship with my mom. I don't know why this happens. It's just some of the mind control programming they put in us, right? So men, we think sex is going to be this big, extravagant, incredible, emotional experience, right? Where like once I put it in, and everything's gonna feel magical, and it's gonna like light my body up. Especially when you've never had sex before, you'll think it's like, oh my god, once I like have sex, it's gonna be like the most amazing thing ever. And of course it's not, right? But I'll go into that in a minute. So we have been brainwashed to kind of um, think it's going to be this big magical experience, and we spend our whole lives, it's like we're on a quest, right? I'm going to get successful, I'm going to get this job, I'm going to get this car, and I'm going to chase, and I'm going to go slay the dragon, and then I'm going to get the woman at the end, and once we have sex at the end, it's going to be magical, and we're going to fly away to heaven. We have this knight in shining armor, slay the dragon, save the princess mentality when it comes to getting the sets, right? And then once we finally get the sets, we think it's like this happily ever after fairy tale, right? And that's how we have been brainwashed and mind controlled, to chase women and to get jobs and cars and, consume resources and stuff like that so that we can get women, right? Really, we're just keeping the economy going, right? And what happens, guys, when we finally get laid, right? You put it in, and it's just like, all right, that was just like, to me personally, it's just like, I put my penis in a roast beef sandwich from Arby's. It's not this magical hole. I'm not gonna lie, unprotected sex, yeah, it is better than sex with a condom, but for maybe like the first 20, 30 seconds, then I get used to it. Then it makes no difference to me. It's not this magical emotional thing where like my body starts glowing and I'm like in touch with her. And it's like, no, dude, come on. It's a physical pleasure for guys. To me, it's like eating a cheeseburger. It's just like another physical pleasure, you know? It's just glorified masturbation, right? Sex with a woman, honestly. Now, so like I said, we go into it thinking it's going to be this deep emotional thing, right? That's the trap we fall into. We think we're going to get all our emotional needs met from the neglect that we've had as men in this society, because they treat us like dogs. So we think, all right, if I can just get laid and get women, that'll fill this void that I have from, being treated so badly and being brainwashed to chase and chase and chase. And of course it doesn't. It's just a physical pleasure. It's just a physical thing. It doesn't do anything for us emotionally. Now, women, the sex trap for them is they go into sets thinking they can be like guys, and they're like, I just want to have the physical pleasure. I just want to play around and sleep around like guys do. It looks so much fun. It looks like so much fun what guys are doing, even though it's not that fun for us. But they think our women think men are so much more living so much more exciting lives than we are. See, women, they've been brainwashed to think that men are having all the fun and living this fun party life without them, and everything for us is like a fun 007 mission. We've got women left and right. We're like driving jet skis and flying helicopters and at the casino gambling. Women think our lives are so much better than they are, even though our lives are incredibly boring. Most of us, we just work and sleep, and cry. That's like our day. But women think every man is like living this James Bond lifestyle, right? So she wants to get in on that. she's the emotional one, right? She's the one who gets ruined from having sex with different guys, right? But she thinks if I just keep trying it, maybe I can just have fun and not get emotionally attached, right? So what ends up happening to her, right? So she wants to be the guy, she wants to just have fun, right? Whereas us, the guys, we want to fill our emotional void, So she goes around, sleeps with guys, and the sex trap for her is she ends up getting attached, and she ends up, adding body count onto her soul and messing up her sexual imprint and losing her ability to bond with a man, all because she thought, I want to have fun like them, and I can do it, no strings attached, nothing will happen to me, and then boom, she ends up getting hooked, right? And it screws her head up for life. I've had girls that they're like, yeah, come over. I just want to have a one night stand. I'm just going to use you for sets and then I'm going to kick you out. I'm like, all right. So I go to their place. We have sets, right? And then after the set, she's like, you want to talk? Let's talk. And we're talking for like 8 hours until the sun comes up, right? And then the sun comes up and she's like, let's go to breakfast. Like, come on, let's go to breakfast. I'm like, nah, I'm sorry. I got stuff to do. I got to like go play Xbox and stuff, like really important stuff. And she's like, come on, just go to breakfast with me. And I'm like, girl, I thought you just wanted the hookup. I thought you just wanted the sex and, you want to be like a guy and there's no emotions attached. Literally, after one night, this girl was already emotionally attached to me. So what does that tell you, dude? They can't be like men, right? And men, we can't be like women. We can't get our emotional needs met through a woman the way women can through a man, right? Women need us a hell of a lot more than we need them because they get so many more emotional needs met through us. That's why they want so much of your time, right? As men, we don't want too much of a woman's time. For me, if I chill with a woman for like 2 hours, that's enough for the day. If I chill with a woman for 2 days straight, I need a good week to detox myself from that feminine energy and like be away. Like if I chill with a girl for 2 days, I need a solid 7 days alone to just get my thoughts back in order. I don't like, it's just because they're so emotionally exhausting, right? So that's really the trap, guys. The trap is that men, we are chasing what happens to women when women have sex, and women, they're chasing what happens to men when we have sex. When we have sex, it's this not unemotional, just physical thing. Women think they can do that, and then men, when we have sex, we're chasing like this emotional thing that happens to women. The way they get hooked on the man and feel like they're getting little needs met and stuff like that. Because we've been treated so poorly and we haven't had a lot of our emotional needs met by our parents, and by society, we think we can get that through sex and we can't. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'd still rather be the guy who is just having a physical experience than the girl who's having this crazy emotional roller coaster and then she's not even with the guys after that and it's just screwing her head up. But anyways, that's really the sex trap for both genders, if you see what I'm saying. They use role reversal to have us chasing different paths that lead us to unhappiness. They have men chasing this emotional feminized path, and they have women chasing this manly unemotional path, and neither of these are natural. They switch their gender roles to keep us confused, so we never really reach our true purposes and reach homeostasis and completion, if you will. So yeah, guys, that's the sex trap.